haven't had the need to build my own component library for quite a while. The last one that I wrote was in Australia Post around 10 years ago. That is still in use today. At Seek, they had their own design system, and similarly for Canva, they had their own design system as well. For Boolean art, I wrote a quick one using Tailwind, as there weren't that many user inputs that I wanted to collect. It was quite presentation focused, and I needed to build a number of custom components. That is not something that would be satisfied by a component library out there, and Tailwind CSS by itself was sufficient for that purpose. But now I'm building a website for my band called Ragaroos, and for that I need to create a booking form, so I decided to give shadcn a go. Here are some lessons that I've learned along the way. First up, let's answer the question, what is shadcn? And no, it's not a component library in the traditional sense. shadcn is actually quite different from other component libraries out there. Instead of thinking of it as a component library that you install and import your components from, you should think of it as a CLI tool that allows you to modify your project to create components inside there that you can then use and modify as you see fit. To initialize the CLI, you run the command shadcn init, and this will create a components.json file within your project. A neat trick that I've used over here is that I've used aliases to put everything shadcn related into its own dedicated folder. Otherwise, it will start camping in a number of root level folders within my project, which would be components, lib, and hooks, and that will quickly get out of hand. So I definitely recommend that shadcn modify its defaults to use one folder instead of taking over your whole project. Now, whenever you need a component, instead of simply importing it from the shadcn module, you run the CLI command and it will create the component file within your project and dump the component code inside there. So once it's inside your project, you can use it just like any other module in your code base. For example, if you need a simple input, simply run shadcn add input. And this will bring the input module as well as any other modules that it depends upon into your code base. And now you can modify it as you see fit. And I try to be a bit clever over here to create my custom stuff on top of the file so that I can see what I've modified. But as you'll quickly see, it will get out of hand. It's better off that you just modify any of the classes that you want specific for your use case. And that's it. You can now use that component or any of the other components that you bring in, for example, a complicated date picker, just like you would do any other component that you created yourself. Now, if you want, you can go off and start playing with shadcn by yourself, but I do have some opinions that can help you save some time. First off, there are bugs. Just like any other large code base out there, you are bound to find some of them. For example, in this date picker sample, you cannot change the year or the month. You try to open up the dropdown for the year or the month, and the pop-up by itself will simply close on you. Additionally, there are issues in how the code is organized. There are a number of these, but just as a quick example, they try to reuse as much of the core components as they can, even when it results in weird hacks. For example, we have the input component that allows you to provide simple text, and then we have the input group, which allows you to add icons to that input. And for that purpose, the input group input component uses the input component provided by the framework and then overrides a bunch of the classes to make sure that the native low-level input doesn't have the classes that would be added by the input component. A better solution would have been if the input group input didn't really rely on the input component and instead just style the browser native input, because the input component brought in is just something that has a bunch of styles, so why not just have the clean set of styles within input group input? Of course, this is just a matter of opinion, but the important thing to note over here is that you are in control of this code base. So you can fix these things and anything else that you want, but your code will drift from shadcn over time. All in all, I think it's a worthy sacrifice. As always, thanks for watching, smash that like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.